Yeah, I mean, we're on this sort of hyperbolic curve of growth, right? So what the iPhone came out, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, something years ago. And before the mobile phones were big, did you really think you could stand on a street corner and summon a cab and
Mm.
hop in the cab and then hop out without paying? Like Uber allows you to do all that stuff. Like we weren't even thinking about that, right? And so what's going to be the next 10 years out? It's just so hard to say. But um, will you know, I like like the movie Minority Report and Tom Cruise moving things on the screen, but like this is coming with, augmented reality and
Mhm.
screens in front of you and haptic touch, looking at companies where you feel like you're touching something, but it's a little puff of sound, and you feel like you're touching, Princess Leia standing up in the uh,
Mm.
in the hologram, like you'll holograms and augmented reality, and you'll feel you're touching it, and you know. It could be. I'm looking at companies like artificial smelling, like computers today are really you're typing it in, or if it's voice, it's sort of voice to text, and it's not your computers aren't listening, and there's technology out there to like to allow computers to listen. You can hear what's going on around you. When I'm driving out of my driveway, I listen, is there a car coming over the hill, right? And so we should be computers should be listening what's going on, smelling what's going on. Diseases going to be diagnosed by smelling. So like this, I can't even think of it yet, right? But what if our computers could smell, and what if they could listen, and what if we had holograms on our desk that you could touch and twist and expand, and I haven't even got to AI yet, right? Where in 10 years the planet could be dead and barren with AI taking over, or it could be so cool where AI sort of creating uh, you know virtual realities that we can interact in and see, AI solving so many healthcare problems, diagnosing
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
looking at X-rays. Um, I think healthcare is amazing. What's coming in that area? I think carbon and energy stuff. We're investing a lot in that space. Hopefully, we have to do that. Hopefully, a lot more of
Mhm.
that going on.
Mm.
Um, it's I'm giving no specific examples here. I'm just sort of
No,
sharing
I
the
know.
excitement. It's crazy. We don't know what's coming.
That's that's incredible. I mean, you do paint a very vivid picture of what the world could well look like in 5 to 10 years' time. And I think the whole AI piece is clearly a topic of big conversation. I mean, just to finish off, then, what's your personal view in the next, well, let's say the next 2 or 3 years, the impact of artificial intelligence on our lives over the short to medium term? What do you think?
Well, there's rightfully a lot of concerns. I think we got to
Hmm.
get some regulation um, around it to understand how the decisions are made, which really can't do. So I'm not proposing an answer, but we got to think about how to control it and track it a bit. So there's plenty of concerning things. On the positive side, um, it is spectacular. So, Bullen, as we said, when you and I were selling enterprise software the first time, if you're a company and you wanted software before you had to build it yourself, and then all this packaged software became available, it just changed the way companies were run around the world. Imagine if
Yeah.
companies didn't have standard software these days, like that'd be horrible. And
Mm.
AI is going to be the same way, going to just transform businesses and our personal lives. And I think it's going to increase creativity, right? So
Mhm.
I used to like photography as a hobby, and I had a number of cameras and lived in the UK and traveled around Europe with Bullen and took a lot of pictures, and it took a long time to get one good picture. And now everyone's got a camera and they use it all day long, and there's a ton of great, art, photography art out there, right? And so with AI, I think like one of the things is going to make it better for people to be creative. That I was a good drawer in first grade, but I'm not a very good artist now. But with AI, I can sort of describe what I want to see, and it'll get me to think about maybe being creative again. So I can draw pictures, I can create movies. I think you'll be able to sort of describe a movie with artificial actors and soundtracks and voices and create stuff. I mean, it's going to be fun. So, some of those people will be out of work, the artists who took 40 hours to draw this beautiful hand-drawn drawing. But I think those people can go on to do more creative things because the art is not so much that 40 hours of doing those etches to draw it out. The art was really the idea how to draw that, and they'll be able to do more of that. So I think
Hmm.
the professionals can do more interesting things, and the amateurs can start to do it, which we haven't done it. Like the calculator, right? So before the calculator, if you want to do a large math problem, only the pros can really do those, because you had to do it all by hand. And then when the calculator came, like now everyone can add. Like the point in the math was not the adding the numbers together or figuring out a square root. Like that's not the math. It's like, how do you get there? So I think it's going to come faster and faster, and we'll see your some of the drudgery of your day-to-day work of replying to that same email. Yes, thank you, I would like to come. What time is the dinner? Blah blah blah. Like, you know that'll be done for you. So I think it's coming soon, and we'll get rid of some of the drudgery stuff.